Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 45 of the Kisii County Assembly, Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the following motion. Cognizant of the provisions of Article 181, subsection 1, A and C of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, that lays down the grounds upon which a county deputy governor may be moved from office of the deputy governor by way of impeachment, as read together with the procedure laid down under Section 33 of the County Government Act, as further read together with Standing Order number 60 and 61 of the Kisii County Assembly Standing Orders, and whereas the Article 10 as read together with Article 73, 74, 75 and Article 232 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides for accountability for state officers to the public for decisions and actions as key vital principles of leadership and integrity. Further aware that Section 8, 9, 10, 11, 24 and 32 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act provides for the General Leadership and Integrity Code to wit, breach of public, failing to carry out duties of his office in a professional, transparent and accountable manner, using his office and unlawfully enrich himself, failing to conduct duties of his office with impartiality and objectivity in accordance with Articles 10 of the Constitution of Kenya, Articles 27, Article 23, subsection 2b, and Article 232, and practicing favorism and engaging in corrupt or unethical practices and engaging in actions that bully a person. And further aware that Section 11, subsection 1, subsection 2A1, C of the Public Officers and Ethics Act, that provides that a public officer shall not use his office to improperly enrich himself or others. And
Honorable Senator, I can see you have written Article 10, 27 and 73.
23, subsection 2b, and Article 232.
Thank you. Proceed.
Thank you. And further aware of Section 11, subsection 1, subsection 2, A Roman 1, C of the Public Officers and Ethics Act, that provides that a public officer shall not use his office to improperly enrich himself or others, and shall not accept favors from a person who has an interest that may be affected by carrying out of the public officer's duties, and shall not, for the personal benefit of himself or another, use or allow the use of information that is acquired in connection with the public officer's duties. And further, aware that Section 6, subsection 1A, C, subsection 2 and subsection 3 of the Private Act that provides a person commits the offense of receiving a prize if the person requests, agrees to receive, or receives a financial or other advantage intending that a relevant function or activity be performed improperly by that person receiving the bribe, and in anticipation of, or as a consequence of a person requesting for, or agreeing to receive, or accepting a financial or other advantage, an activity that is performed improperly by that person or another person. Mr. Speaker, further aware that the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Dr. Robert Monda, has duly failed to uphold the oath of office, and instead he has grossly violated the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and has abused the office and his conduct is wanting. Mr. Speaker, the County Assembly now resolves to remove His Excellency Dr. Robert Onsare Monda from the office of the County Deputy Governor of Kisii by way of impeachment pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution of Kenya, subsection 1, A and C of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, and the County Assembly Standing Orders number 61 as read together with Standing Order number 60 on the following grounds. Ground 1, gross violation of the Constitution or another law. Mr. Speaker, whereas Article 179, subsection 4, first Deputy Chief Executive power on the Deputy Governor, and whereas in consideration of the provisions of Article 10 and Article 73, subsection 1, A, 3 and 4 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, in so far as it connotes to the manner in which a state officer is expected to exercise assigned authority, Article 75, subsection 1 of the Constitution as read together with sections 8, 9, 10, 11, 24, 32, and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012, and sections 9, 11, subsection 1, subsection 2A, 1, subsection C of the Public Officer Ethics and obligates a state officer to behave in all senses in a manner that is devoid of compromising public or official interest in favor of personal interest. Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Governor's actions of requesting for a bribe, receiving a bribe, is meant to compromise the integrity of the recruitment institution of WASCO, that is the Boston Water and Sewerage Company, and the same is driven by nepotism, favorism, improper and ulterior motives, and for corrupt purposes, in complete disregard of the provisions of Article 73, subsection 2B, and Article 73, subsection 2 and 2C. Mr. Speaker, by virtue of the Deputy Governor requesting and receiving a bribe of 800,000 shillings, Kenya shillings, he is in breach of the provisions of Article 232 of the Constitution of Kenya, which obligates public officers to observe the values and principles of public service that includes high standards of professional ethics, fair competition, and merits as the basis of appointment and promotion, and Article 73, subsection 2B of the Constitution of Kenya requires all state officers to be accountable to the public for their decisions and actions. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Robert Onsare Monda, violated Articles 10, 73, 75, and Article 232 of the Constitution of Kenya, which binds state officers while discharging their duties in offices entirely. Mr. Speaker, the Kisii Water and Sanitation Company, WASCO, advertised for various jobs, vacancies in April, and the said Deputy Governor alerted 1. Dennis Mokaya is father, that he could secure his son job upon being applied, which His Excellency Dr. Robert Monda calls a small fee of 800,000 shillings upon his shortlisting and being interviewed for the post. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Deputy Governor used his office to improperly confer benefits to himself when he solicited a sum of Kenya shillings 800,000 from one Dennis Mokaya and his family in the pretext to secure him a job for the same post of a commercial manager of Wasco, an entity of Kisii County Government. Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Governor received a sum of Kenya shillings 799,000 through M-Pesa platforms as follows. The first tranche was on 28 May 2023, a sum of Kenya shillings 249,000 sent in 3 tranches of Kenya shillings 150,000, that was tranche 1, 49,000 tranche 2, and 50,000 tranche 3 by Dennis Mokaya Mosati on telephone number 0725487300 to the Deputy Governor's Safaricom number, line PIN 07118600, sorry. And the last was joined in the sum of Kenya shillings 300,000, which was delivered. No, sorry, Mr. Speaker. That was the first tranche. The second tranche was Kenya shillings 250,000, again to the Deputy Governor Safaricom line, PIN 0711860700. And the last was charged the sum of Kenya shillings 300,000, which was delivered to service in Kisii in cash. The Deputy Governor, Mr. Speaker, in an attempt to influence the award of contract of employment to one Dennis Mokaya, the Deputy Governor sent via M-Pesa a sum of Kenya shillings 100,000 to the Managing Director of Wasco in order to influence her to employ the same Dennis Mokaya, which request was not acceded to by the Managing Director Wasco, and the money returned via M-Pesa to the Deputy Governor. For purposes of record, Mr. Speaker, the same transactions are being done using the lines that are read for one His Excellency Dr. Robert Monda, to the lines or to the line of the Managing Director of Wasco. Mr. Speaker, while realizing that the Deputy Chief Executive Authority faced in the Deputy Governor was clear need, Mr. Speaker, for the Deputy Governor to grease the palms of the Managing Director of Wasco to give Dennis Mokaya the same post. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Dennis Mokaya complained to the County Assembly to intervene in its oversight capacity. Mr. Speaker, for purposes of record, the same Dennis Mokaya approached me, did an informal complaint to me, and I advised him to do a formal complaint to my office as the chair implementation, which is a thereafter registered a complaint and recorded a statement with the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission of Kenya, and submitted among other documents the advertisement from Wasco on the vacant post to be filled, his letter of application for the job, the invitation from Wasco to attend the interview, and his investor statement for the month of May 2023, detailing the transfer of the said amount of Kenya cedis to 149,000 to the Deputy Governor from one Dennis Mukaya. Despite these huge payments made, Mr. Dennis Mukaya, Mr. Speaker, and his family never secured the job. On informing the Deputy Governor that he will be forced to make a formal complaint to the Anti-Corruption Commission on this matter, the matter threatened his life and his family. Consequently, it forced the former to go into hiding. Ground 2, abuse of office. Mr. Speaker, sir, the actions of the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Dr. Robert Monda, of using his office to solicit for Kenya shillings 800,000, thereby conferring a financial benefit on himself and subsequently sending Kenya shillings 100,000 to Wasco Managing Director, so as to influence the award of contract of employment 1, Dennis Mukaya, will find interviewee in this case. He has accused the office of the Deputy Governor and is in breach of Articles 73, 75 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 8, 9, 10, 11, 24, 32, and 34 of the Leadership and Entitled Act. By breach of public trust, failing out to carry out the duties of his office in a professional, transparent, and accountable manner, using his office to unlawfully enrich himself, failing to conduct the duties of his office with impartiality and objectivity in accordance with Articles 10, 27, 73, subsection 2b, and Article 232, and practicing favoritism, and engaging in a corrupt or unethical practice, and engaging in actions that it a person. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Deputy Governor is in violation of Section 11, subsection 1, subsection 2, A1, C of the Public Officers and Ethics Act, that provides a public officer shall not use his office to improperly enrich himself or others, and shall not accept favors from any person who has an interest that may be affected by the carrying out of the public officer's duties, and shall not, for the personal benefit of himself or another, use or allow the use of information that is acquired in connection with the public officer's duties, and as well as, Mr. Speaker, Section 6, subsection 1, A, C, subsection 2 and 3 of the Bribery Act, that provides a person commits the offense of receiving a bribe if the person requests enemies to receive or receives a financial or other advantage intending that a relevant function or activity be performed improperly by that person receiving the bribe, and in anticipation of or as a consequence of a person requesting for or agreeing to receive or accepting a financial or any other advantage, an activity that is performed improperly by that person or another person. Mr. Speaker, he unilaterally used the office to intimidate and cower his family into hiding, fearing for their lives in contravention of Section 34 of the Integrity Act of 2012. In furtherance of abuse of his office, the Reverend Governor has continuously diverted county enforcement officers from their course of duty to work in his farm. A portion of land allocated to him by his father. Since Mr. Speaker came into office, there has been at least 5 officers working in the farm, a clear demonstration that the executive in chief is misusing the staff of the county. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the 20th of December 2023, the Deputy in Chief deployed a contingent of about 20 county officers under the supervision of the sub-county administrator to arrest his brother, one, Monda Matundura, for cutting down trees that his brother Monda had planted. Mr. Speaker, in exercise of his executive power, the Deputy Executive in Chief ensured his handcuffed brother was smuggled into the police vehicle and was incarcerated in Kiambu Police Station for 3 hours. One without an occurrence book, that is an open booking. Mr. Speaker, sir, at around 18 hours, the OCS denied basically Monda who suffers from high blood pressure and diabetes, and he was immediately transferred to Kisii Police Station. Mr. Speaker, at the Kisii Police Station, the helpless Monda was further detained without a booking on the occurrence book, OB, and without the option of pay or bond, pending presentation to court. Mr. Speaker, at one point, the sickly Monda had to be rushed to the Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital for an urgent medical intervention. However, reaching the hospital, Monda was never attended to by the doctors, as the officer commanding the station, Kisii Central Police Station, received instructions to immediately take him back to the police. With his condition deteriorating, Monda was fed back to the police station until past midnight 20 minutes, where he was issued with a cash bail of Kenya shillings 30,000. The medical condition of the old man deteriorated to the extent that he was hospitalized in Kontiko Hospital for about 3 weeks, and since then he has been on injected insulin, a condition that was never there before. Round 3, Mr. Speaker. The Deputy Governor interfered with the appointment of the vacant position of the commercial manager of Wasco by attempting to bribe the managing director, Ms. Rusi Waito Washira, a sum of Kenya shillings 100,000. This was on the month of May 2023. And that transaction, for purposes of record, Mr. Speaker, was done through M-Pesa platform. Mr. Speaker, sir, this act contravened Article 75 of the Constitution of Kenya. The Rapid Governance Engagement Conference and all complicity behavior boils down to gross misconduct and gross abuse of office. Mr. Speaker, ground 4, crimes under the national law. The actions of the Deputy Governor, His Excellency Dr. Robert Monda, of using his office to solicit for Kenya shillings 800,000 only, thereby conferring a financial benefit on himself, and subsequently sending Kenya shillings 100,000 to Wasco Managing Director, so as to influence the award of a contract of employment to a preferred interviewee. It is in violation of section 6(1)(a), (c), subsection 2, and subsection 3 of the Bribery Act that provides a person commits the offense of receiving a bribe if the person requests a wage to receive or receives a financial or other advantage intended for the relevant function or activity, Mr. Speaker, being performed in bribery by that person receiving the bribe in anticipation of or as a consequence of a person requesting for or agreeing to receive or accepting a financial or other advantage, an activity is performed in bribery by that person or another person. Mr. Speaker, sir, I now table the evidence and request that my good friend,
very critical. I now direct the clerk of the county assembly to put an advert for the public participation, because we must be very clear in the local dailies, because I don't want this house to be accused that we have removed the deputy governor from office without doing what the law requires. For those who are referring the cases, petitions, I have also wanted to do them. I have also gone through them. Go to the Wamora case, go to Songo case. This was done, public participation. Further, I will issue a notice of 7 days to the Deputy Governor on Monda to invite him to appear before this House to rescue himself from the charges. Honourable members, you will have an opportunity to interrogate the Deputy Governor at that time, so that you can make the decision. At that time, the people of Masigesi would have said. At that time, the people of Masiba would have said, as well as the people of Monda would have said. Honourable members,